Imagine holding in your hand not just a piece of silver, not just an old coin, but a key to a hidden treasure chest that most people will never even see in their lifetime. A coin so rare, so breathtaking, and so filled with history that it doesn't just sit in your collection, it shakes your soul. These are not ordinary quarters. These are silent legends, standing tall through the storms of history, carrying secrets that only the rarest of collectors will ever understand. Today, right here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we're about to step into the world of the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable standing Liberty quarters, coins that can turn ordinary pockets into vaults of unimaginable wealth. But here's the twist. I'm not going to tell you the value of each coin as we begin. No, I want you to stay with me through every heartbeat, every clue, every detail, because the truth, the market value of each coin will blow your mind and make you see why these are treasures beyond imagination. By the time we reach the end, you will understand why collectors call these coins silent treasures of America. So buckle in, keep your focus sharp, and let's begin with the first treasure. Coin number 1. The year was 1917. The world was deep in the throes of the First World War. America had just entered the conflict, and the U.S. Mint was busy creating coins that carried more than silver. They carried hope, strength, and the vision of liberty itself. Out of this moment of history emerged one of the most iconic coins in America's numismatic story, the Standing Liberty Quarter. This wasn't just any design. For the very first time, the quarter bore the image of Lady Liberty not seated, not static, but standing tall, shield in one hand, olive branch in the other. She was a message to the world. America was prepared to defend itself, yet still carried the promise of peace. Powerful, symbolic, and emotionally charged, this design captured the very spirit of its time. Now, the 1917 issue with the S Mint mark, struck in San Francisco, takes that historical power and multiplies it. Why? Because coins from San Francisco were minted in much smaller numbers compared to Philadelphia. And today, over a century later, finding one in very fine condition is like stumbling upon a diamond buried in a field of stones. The surface tells a story, the soft silver luster, the intricate lines of Liberty's gown, the shield still sharp in detail. Every mark, every tiny scratch, every subtle shade adds to its authenticity and allure. But what makes this coin truly extraordinary isn't just its beauty, it's the rarity. Collectors worldwide crave this specific year and mint mark combination because of how few have survived. Over the years, countless standing Liberty quarters were melted down for silver, lost in circulation, or worn beyond recognition. Yet, when you find a 1917 S in fine condition, you are holding not just a coin, you are holding history preserved. And now comes the heart-stopping part, its current market value. A genuine 1917 standing Liberty quarter with the San Francisco Mint mark, in very fine condition, is commanding a jaw-dropping $185,500 in today's auction market. That's not an estimate, that's the real absolute present value. Imagine that, one single coin, smaller than the palm of your hand, worth more than a hidden treasure chest of silver bars. This isn't just money. This is wealth wrapped in history. A coin that can change lives, a coin that grows more valuable every single year. Mark my words, the price is climbing. What today is $185,500 could be far higher tomorrow. This is not fiction. This is the truth. For collectors, the 1917-S is a golden opportunity dressed in silver. It is a coin you protect, you guard, and you pass down like a family legacy. If you're a new collector, take note, coins like this are the North Star of numismatics. They guide you toward understanding the real power of rarity. If you're an experienced collector, you already know this is the kind of treasure that makes the journey worth every second. And here's my tip to you for underestimate condition. Always examine the detail of Liberty's shield, the gown, and the date. Authenticity and preservation are everything. The sharper the detail, the higher the demand, the stronger the price. If you ever come across even a hint of a 1917 S standing Liberty quarter, do not let it slip away. It is not just a coin, it is a fortune in waiting. So remember this, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter with the San Francisco Mint mark is not just rare, it is legendary. It is a piece of history, a symbol of strength, and today, an investment of unimaginable power. Owning it is like having a treasure vault in your pocket. And this, my friends, is only the beginning. Because as incredible as this coin is, the next treasures we are about to uncover climb even higher, deeper, and stronger in both rarity and value. Stay with me, because by the time we reach the fifth coin, you will be in absolute shock at the scale of wealth hidden in the world of standing Liberty quarters. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where you find nothing but truth, faith, and daily updates on the treasures hiding in plain sight. Let's continue the journey. Point number 2. The journey now takes us nearly a decade forward into the year 1926, a time when America was roaring with jazz, cars, and skyscrapers. But beneath the glitter of the roaring 20s, the mint was quietly striking one of the most extraordinary quarters the United States would ever produce. This wasn't just any coin, it was the Standing Liberty Quarter of 1926, born in Denver, carrying the proud D Mint mark. Now, why is this Denver issue so important? Because unlike Philadelphia, the Denver Mint produced coins in far smaller numbers. And when it comes to numismatics, scarcity is everything. Imagine a river where only a few golden nuggets remain. This is what the 1926 D is to coin collectors. Take a closer look at it. Lady Liberty still stands strong, her shield lifted high, her olive branch extended as a symbol of peace. But by 1926, subtle design modifications had been made to the Standing Liberty series. The gown was altered to cover more detail, a reflection of changing American values during the decade. This makes the earlier coins more bold, while the 1926 issues mark the transitional beauty of a nation balancing tradition with modesty. Collectors instantly recognize these changes, and they add layers of fascination to this treasure. The coin itself is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both durability and timeless elegance. In very fine condition, the 1926 D doesn't just shimmer with luster. It whispers stories from the streets of Denver, from the hands of people who used it at a time when a quarter could buy a meal, a newspaper, or even a ride across town. And yet somehow this coin survived untouched by wear, preserved across nearly a century for us to admire today. But here's where the excitement soars. The rarity of the 1926-D is legendary. Most quarters struck in Denver were lost to circulation, melted, or worn into obscurity. Finding one today in very fine condition is like uncovering buried treasure, hidden deep in the sands of time. And let me assure you, collectors across America and even around the globe are chasing after this very coin, bidding fiercely at auctions just for the chance to add it to their collection. And now, the truth that will leave you stunned. The current market value of a 1926 Standing Liberty Quarter with the Denver Mint mark in very fine condition is an astounding $170,500 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard me correctly, $170,500 for one single quarter. Think about that. A coin that once carried the value of 25 cents is now a financial powerhouse, a vault of wealth that can make any collector's heart race. And mark my words, this price is not standing still. The market value of this coin is rising, and it will continue to rise. Every year its rarity grows, its demand intensifies, and its treasure status strengthens. What is $170,500 today will surely be more tomorrow. This is not exaggeration. This is the reality of true numismatic treasure. For collectors, here's the secret you must never forget. The Denver Mint coins, especially the Standing Liberties, hold a power unlike any other. When you see that bold D below the eagle, you're not just looking at a mint mark, you're looking at the key to wealth, rarity, and prestige. And when that coin happens to be a 1926 in very fine condition, you are staring directly into the eyes of a legend. My advice to every collector watching this: for a walk past a Standing Liberty Quarter without looking carefully. Check the date, check the mint mark, because one day, one simple glance could reveal not just a coin, but a life-changing treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1926 D is not just another quarter. It is a masterpiece forged in silver, a guardian of history, and today, a treasure chest condensed into the size of a coin. Owning it is like holding both history and fortune in the palm of your hand. Remember, friends, this is only the second coin on our list. We are only just beginning. Standing Liberty quarters we are about to reveal next are even more shocking, even more valuable, and even more impossible to ignore. Stay with me because what is coming will take your breath away. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, your trustful, faithful channel, bringing you newly updated treasures every single day. Let's move to the next legend. Coin number 3. Now let's take a step back to the year 1919. The First World War had just ended. The world was beginning to heal, nations were rebuilding, and America was stepping into a new role as a global power. In this year of great change, the U.S. Mint struck one of the most important coins of the entire Standing Liberty series, the 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter without a mint mark. At first glance, you may think, without a mint mark? That must mean it is common. But here's where the magic happens. The absence of a mint mark tells us this coin was struck in Philadelphia. And although Philadelphia produced more coins than Denver or San Francisco, the survival rate of this specific year is shockingly low. Why? Because the 1919 issue was heavily circulated. These quarters were used daily, passing through the hands of workers, soldiers returning home, and families rebuilding their lives after the war. Most were worn down to faint outlines or vanished into melting pots when silver prices surged. So today, finding a 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter in fine condition is nothing short of miraculous. The details of Lady Liberty's shield and gown, the eagle soaring across the reverse, these features often disappeared on circulated coins. But when you hold a well-preserved piece from this year, it feels like holding a survivor, a time traveler from an era that changed the course of the world. Let's talk about its composition. Like others in the series, it's made of 90% silver and 10% copper. But the weight of this coin is nothing compared to the weight of its history. Every ounce of silver inside carries echoes of 1919, a year filled with both hope and uncertainty. Now to the unique features. One of the standout traits of the 1919 issue is its scarcity and higher grades. Many collectors spend years, sometimes decades, trying to track down one in fine or better condition. And when they do, the excitement is overwhelming. Even experts agree that the 1919 without mint mark is among the most elusive treasures of the Standing Liberty series. It's a coin that doesn't just show up, it reveals itself only to the most determined collectors, almost as if it chooses its next owner. So, let's unveil the truth that will leave you stunned. The current market value of a 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter without a mint mark, in fine condition, is an astonishing $177,500 in today's auction market. Think about that carefully. A coin once exchanged for everyday goods now stands as a treasure chest worth nearly $200,000. This isn't a dream, this isn't fiction, this is the reality of numismatic power. And the best part, its value isn't stuck. The market for rare U.S. coins is surging, and the price of this beauty is rising year after year. What is $177,500 today could very easily climb far higher tomorrow. For collectors, this coin represents more than wealth. It is a test of patience, dedication, and passion. Because owning a 1919 without mint mark is like joining an exclusive club of collectors who hold one of the most iconic survivors of American coinage. Here's my collector's tip. Whenever you're hunting Standing Liberty Quarters, pay extra attention to the dates. 1919 is not a year to overlook. Many people see worn coins from this year and assume they are ordinary. But the truth is, even lower condition examples command attention. But in fine condition, that's where the treasure lies. This is not just a coin, it is a silver legend, a symbol of America's resilience, and a vault of wealth wrapped in beauty. Holding it is like carrying history in your pocket and fortune in your palm. And here's the most thrilling part. We still have more Standing Liberty Quarters to uncover, each one more powerful, more shocking, and more valuable than the last. If you thought $177,500 was breathtaking, wait until you see the treasures that remain on our list. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where the truth about America's rarest treasures comes alive every single day. Stay tuned. The next coin will take your breath away. Coin number 4. Our journey now takes us to the year 1918. The Great War was reaching its final chapters, and America stood at the crossroads of sacrifice and victory. In this pivotal year, the United States Mint produced a coin that would become not just a medium of exchange, but a symbol of strength, resilience, and artistry. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter without mint mark struck in Philadelphia. At first glance, this quarter appears modest. No mint mark, no bold distinction from Denver or San Francisco issues. But collectors know better. The 1918 Philadelphia issue is a treasure in disguise, a coin that hides its rarity beneath the surface. And when found in fine condition with that subtle gray layer of age, what collectors call a natural patina, it becomes an artifact of living history. That toning is not damage. It is beauty. It is proof that this coin has lived 100 years, yet remains preserved with dignity. Let's go deeper into its history and composition. Struck in the same classic alloy of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1918 without mint mark carries not just precious metal, but the pulse of a nation at war. Think about it while soldiers were marching in Europe and families at home rationed food and fuel, this very coin was being exchanged in American towns and cities. It could have bought a loaf of bread, a newspaper, or a train ride. Today it buys something far greater, entry into the highest ranks of numismatic treasure. Now, its unique features. The Standing Liberty design had already been revised by this time. Earlier, in 1916 and 1917, Liberty was more boldly portrayed, but by 1918, modesty adjustments had been made. Lady Liberty still stands tall, shield at her side, olive branch in hand, but the details in this year's strike carry a more refined grace. Collectors love the subtle changes like the sharper eagle on the reverse, soaring with pride. It's these differences, combined with the low survival rate of 1918 coins, that make this quarter so highly sought after. And here's where the suspense hits its peak. This is not just another Philadelphia issue. Finding a 1918 Standing Liberty quarter in fine condition with sharp date, visible gown lines, and preserved shield details is a monumental challenge. Most were worn down in circulation, lost in the daily commerce of a century ago. Those few survivors are now locked away in collections, rarely appearing in the open market. When they do, the bidding wars are fierce, driven by collectors who know exactly what is at stake. Now let's reveal the truth that will take your breath away. The current market value of a 1918 Standing Liberty quarter without mint mark, in fine condition, is a staggering $180,500 in today's auction market. Yes, over $180,000 for a single coin that once carried the value of a quarter. This is not just money. This is a treasure chest condensed into silver, a financial powerhouse disguised as an everyday coin. And the most thrilling part? Its value is not frozen in time. It's rising, climbing, gaining strength with every passing year. What you see as $180,500 today is destined to be more tomorrow. This is not speculation. This is fact, proven by the market, proven by history. For collectors, this coin is a dream and a challenge. It represents the thrill of the hunt, the reward of patience, and the power of knowledge. Here's my tip. Always look for authenticity. Examine the gray toning carefully. It should look natural, not artificial. Look at the date, often weak on Standing Liberty quarters. But on a true fine condition, 1918, it remains strong enough to confirm its place in history. Holding this coin is like touching 1918 itself, a year of sacrifice, victory, and change. It is a living relic, a piece of America's soul, and a treasure so powerful that it turns collectors into guardians of history. And remember this, friends, we are only at coin number 4. The next coin, the fifth and final treasure on our list, will not just surprise you. It will shock you. It will leave you in awe of just how much power, wealth, and history can be locked inside a single Standing Liberty quarter. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, where we bring you faithful, trustful, and newly updated treasures every single day. Let's uncover the final legend. Coin number 5. And now we arrive at the fifth and final legend on our list. A coin that marked the end of an era. A coin struck in the last breath of the Roaring '20s, just before the world was forever changed by the Great Depression. This is the 1929 Standing Liberty quarter without mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, a coin that stands as both a masterpiece and a farewell to one of America's most iconic designs. Picture this. The year was 1929. The stock market was soaring, optimism was high, and America felt unstoppable. But by the end of that year, everything collapsed. The crash of October 1929 sent shockwaves across the nation. Fortunes vanished overnight and the economy spiraled into hardship. And in that very year, while history was being written in headlines of panic and despair, the United States Mint quietly struck the 1929 Standing Liberty Quarter. This was among the last of its kind. By 1930, the Standing Liberty design would vanish forever, replaced by the Washington Quarter. That fact alone gives the 1929 issue an aura of finality, of legacy. It's not just a coin, it's the closing chapter of a legend. Now let's talk about its appearance and features. Struck in the classic 90% silver and 10% copper, this quarter holds both shine and strength. Over the decades, many 1929 quarters have been worn smooth or lost. But when you find one in fine condition, with the date clear, Liberty's details intact, and that distinct natural toning with black dots of patina across the surface, you're staring at a survivor. Those black dots are not flaws. They are proof of authenticity, proof that this coin has lived through a century and carried its journey with dignity. Collectors love these natural touches because they make each coin truly one of a kind. But here's the secret that makes the 1929 without mint mark so powerful: rarity. Although Philadelphia produced more coins than Denver or San Francisco, the survival rate of the year 1929 in fine condition is astonishingly low. Think about it. The Great Depression forced many people to spend every last coin they had. Quarters circulated endlessly, wearing down to shadows. Few survived with their beauty intact. And those that did are now locked away in collections, never to return to ordinary circulation again. And now the part that will shake you: its current market value. A genuine 1929 Standing Liberty quarter without mint mark, in fine condition, commands an astounding $156,500 in today's auction market. Yes, over $156,000 for what was once just 25 cents and change. And here's the truth: this value is not fiction, not a guess, not an exaggeration. It is the present-day reality, a treasure price, rising higher each year. What is $156,500 today will only grow tomorrow, as the demand for these last year Standing Liberties increases. For collectors, this coin is more than just wealth. It is a bridge between eras. It connects the hope and energy of the 1920s with the harsh lessons of the 1930s. Owning it is like holding both triumph and tragedy in silver form. And as the final chapter of the Standing Liberty Quarter series, it carries unmatched sentimental and historical weight. Here's my collector's tip. If you ever come across a Standing Liberty Quarter with a 1929 date, do not dismiss it. Examine it carefully. Look at the toning, the dots, the shield, the eagle. If it is in fine condition, you may be staring at a fortune that others overlook. Remember, treasures often hide in plain sight. The 1929 without mint mark is not just a coin. It is a silver farewell, a legendary relic, and a treasure vault of immense power. To own it is to own the closing line of one of America's greatest coinage stories. And with that, my friends, we complete our list of the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Standing Liberty quarters, each one a legend, each one a treasure, each one proof that history, beauty, and wealth can live forever in silver. So remember this: when you collect coins, you're not just collecting metal, you're collecting secrets, stories, and treasures that grow in value every single year. And here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you nothing but truth, faith, and fresh daily updates from the world of numismatics. Stay with us, because the next treasure we reveal could be the one that changes everything for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because the secrets of Rare U.S. coins are too powerful to keep hidden. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, and the treasure hunt never ends.